This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Carbonite. Coming up on Destructoid, GTA 5's character creation uses genetics, Borderlands 2 gets a Game of the Year edition, and say goodbye to all those filthy Microsoft points. All that and more right now on Destructoid. Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Scott Bromley, in for Max Scoville. Yeah. I am in for Max Scoville. I actually came prepared.
Did you?
To be Max Scoville. Yeah, I mean, you enter the studio and you have to come prepared, so. Yeah, you thought you were going to get away from those Hawaiian shirts, didn't you?
I know.
I'm all tangled up now.
I really did.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for crushing my dreams,
Fuck
Bromley.
It's Tuesday.
Just get into the news.
All right, let's get into this. All right, so yesterday, Rockstar updated their blog with more GTA 5 news, particularly what types of accessories and enhancements those who purchase either the special or collector's edition of the game can expect. It's pretty standard stuff like free weapons, discounts on game clothing, and a free tattoo, stunt plane trials, and special ability boosts. However, those who purchase the collector's edition will also get a garage stocked with the Carbon RS sports bike, a 1930s hot rod-esque hot knife. Plus, in GTA Online, you'll also have access to the environmentally friendly Chameleon electric car. But here is where it gets weird and or cool, depending on your stance on genealogy. The collector's edition adds a different mode of character creation that's hereditary based. So basically, now you choose your character's parents and base your appearance on which side you choose to favor using the gene dominance meter. Yeah, GTA 5 now has yoga, golf, and a gene dominance meter. But the best part now is that Nico Bellic from GTA 4, as well as Claude and Misty from GTA 3 can be used as parent options in the character creation system. However, Rockstar is like, Tommy Vercetti, CJ, nope, you get the middle finger. You are not included. So, sorry, Vice City and San Andreas fans.
But still, win one for science.
And one for science, yeah.
Right?
One for science, one for golf, and one for yoga.
There you go.
GTA 5's got it all.
Boy, I'm looking forward to that
yoga.
All right, so on to a different kind of game. The Elder Scrolls Online, specifically, isn't coming out for another million bajillion years, but that hasn't stopped Bethesda from doling out tiny little tidbits about the game in their bi-weekly Ask Us Anything column. This week, the team addressed questions about the role of magic and whether or not players will have to use it, since, most of the footage that they've released shows characters using at least some kind of spell. Turns out the answer to that is no. According to Bethesda, you'll be able to play through the entire game without using magic, as long as you place all of your skill points in the weapon and armor branches, or you can just make use of the Fighters Guild abilities. You'll also be able to divide up responsibilities between groups of players when you're doing dungeon runs by selecting icons that correspond to your specialties, whether it's dealing damage or healing or tanking or any combination of the three you want. So whereas most games just make you choose one, here you will be able to do all of it if you like. The post on their website reads, "We understand that people might not be as accurate with their assessment of their own skills as others might like, but we feel it's more important for the community to have control over the tools instead of using an arbitrary rule system that might not work well with our more open-ended advancement." Are you excited for this game at all? Are you an MMO guy?
I'm not. I'm less excited about the $15 a month.
Yeah,
thing.
We talked about that on a recent episode.
Yeah, I'm not a big MMO guy. I'm not a big $15 a month guy.
Yeah, so you are not the target audience.
Not the target audience for this at all.
Yeah.
However, Microsoft finally did something. It only took them 8 years to do this. But officially, Microsoft has released an update for the 360 yesterday that effectively completely phased out Microsoft points in favor of actual money. Actual dollar bills.
So long,
Goodbye.
suckers.
See you later, arbitrary 2,100 Microsoft points. Hello. Now I'll finally know what 40 Microsoft points mean.
2,100, what an odd number.
Yeah, I know. So even better, the update allows users to purchase content for the exact amount necessary rather than requiring them to purchase the points in set increments. But there is a catch. Any Microsoft points you currently have in your account will be automatically converted to local currency. However, that currency will only be valid until June 1st, 2015. So, hopefully you guys don't have tens of thousands of Microsoft points stored in your account. And of course, the Xbox One will use the same real money system when it launches later this year. So it's
About time, Microsoft.
About time.
Yeah. Boy, that was a long time coming.
A long time coming.
I love how they just were like, oh, this is going to come out sometime soon, and then it just released.
Yeah.
And they there was no
Surprise.
fanfare or anything around it. People are just really happy to not have to use that.
I'm really looking forward to like the remainder of 40 points that I have on my account. Like,
I know.
Is that going to be 26 cents
Yeah,
or something?
seriously, you can buy an Avatar T-shirt.
All right.
For that.
Here comes that Muppet Show shirt.
There you go.
Got my eyes on.
So believe it or not, Gearbox is still working on Borderlands 2. I feel like we've been talking about this game since this show started or something, but it's still going. The Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack 2, Digistruct Peak Challenge DLC. That is the whole name
the whole title.
of the DLC that they announced at their PAX Australia panel last month. We now know that that's going to be arriving on September 3rd, along with a new level cap that brings it up to 72 from 61. So 11 more levels in there. This information, by the way, comes courtesy of digitaltrends.com. Now, this is part of the second season of DLC for Borderlands 2, none of which is going to be included in the first season pass. So anyone wanting to play this will have to shell out $5, even if you bought the first season pass. So included in that $5 price tag is a new area called Digistruct Peak, which is like a mountaintop training ground for Crimson Raiders. And there's a new mission, which they say is intended for a full team of 4 players and takes roughly an hour or so to complete. It's pretty challenging, according to them. Perhaps more interesting is the new Overpower system, where once a player maxes out at level 72, they can continue to set the difficulty level of enemies and the loot even higher, up to level 80. So your character maxes out at level 72, but you can still get loot up to level 80. You might think that's weird, and you might wonder why they didn't just raise the level cap to 80, but apparently they are running out of skill points in their tree, and they wanted to sort of maintain a little bit more of that diversity. So this was their solution, and I guess it works. So like I said, that'll be out on Steam, Xbox Live, and PSN September 3rd, followed by the first of the 3 Headhunter packs that they have planned, TK Baja's Bloody Harvest, which is Halloween themed.
Yay.
Apparently, there are pumpkins in it. That's going to be hitting sometime in October, probably around Halloween, if I had to guess. Lastly, a source at GameStop has revealed the Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition that should be headed our way any day now. This is set to package together all of the DLC that's been released up until now. So basically the 4 main campaign DLCs, as well as the Psycho pack, the Necromancer pack, and the Ultimate Vault Hunters upgrade pack. It's unclear if they mean the first one or both of them, since technically the second one hasn't been released yet. I'm not really sure about that. Either way, if you have even the slightest interest in this game but have somehow managed to avoid it until now, then here is your opportunity. Go to the Borderlands. It's really fun.
Yes.
I love Borderlands.
The Borderlands.
We're going to be back in just a jiffy, but first I want to thank our sponsor, Carbonite. If you've got important files on your computer that you don't want to lose, then you've got to sign up for Carbonite, guys. It protects your pictures and other files from a computer crash, fire, theft, any natural or man-made disaster, really, by automatically and continually backing them up so you never have to remember to do it yourself. Whether you have 1, 2, or maybe even several computers at your home or small business, Carbonite is simply the better backup plan. Over 1 million customers trust them to protect their files, and with plans starting at just $59 a year, there's no reason to regret signing up. Start your free trial at Carbonite.com with the offer code Destructoid, and you'll get 2 bonus months if you decide to buy. Again, that is Carbonite.com, and the offer code for 2 free months is Destructoid. There you go, Destructoid, the name of this show.
Wow.
Speaking of which, let's get back to the show. As you guys may or may not know, PAX is this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. There is a lot going on. For starters, both Max and myself, along with Adam Sussler and the rest of the Rev 3 Games crew, is going to be participating in the Rev 3 Games panel of adventure and wonder. This is going to be so interesting. If you guys are going to be at PAX this year and you want in, that is happening at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday in the Pegasus Theater. We're going to be doing a really dumb presentation, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And then also we're going to make ourselves available afterwards for pictures and group hugs and things like that. Destructoid's also going to be hosting a panel called The Huge Evolution of Games Blogging, where they're going to talk about the changes that have been made and how we discuss games. And they're also going to broach some other topics like ad block and the rise of video coverage. That is going to be hosted by Destructoid's founder, Nero Gonzalez, as well as their editor-in-chief, Dale North, and staff writers Hamza Aziz, Jonathan Holmes, and Jim Sterling, everybody's favorite. Yeah. That's happening also in the Pegasus Theater on Sunday at 2 p.m. And of course, it's PAX, so the parties are clearly the most important part. It's going to be happening all weekend. Thursday, first night of PAX from 9 to 11 p.m., Destructoid's hosting their epic Lost Saga PAX kickoff party, which is going to be happening at GameWorks. It's totally free. If you want to attend, you can RSVP at Detoid Lost Saga PAX Party.eventbrite.com. There's also a few other things going on as well for Destructoid, all of which you can find information for on Destructoid.com, which makes sense. Are you going to be at PAX this year?
No, I'm not. No, I was going to go, and then I have to go to a wedding. So.
Oh, that sounds like less fun.
It's going to be less fun. Same amount of free alcohol.
Okay.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get to meet people that I would want to meet.
That sucks.
I know.
So
sorry, people who wanted to meet me.
Well, I'm sorry you won't be there.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting
Thanks.
today. Thanks for stepping in for
great.
Max.
It was great.
That guy's so drunk all the time.
All the time. All the time.
If people want to find you on the internet, where can they do that?
You can find me every single day at youtube.com/techfeed, where I host a show called Techfeed News 7 days a week, 2 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah, I also host a show every Thursday on testtube.com called Thanks Disaster, and then my own podcast, which I host with Max.
Yeah, the
every
comedy
Friday.
button.
The comedy button.
Wow.
Yeah, go
so
check
you're
it out.
Pretty burnt out, aren't you?
I am exhausted. I'm a very tired man.
Where can people find you on Twitter?
On Twitter, you can find me at Scott_Bromley.
Scott_Bromley. I'm Tara Longest. Of course, the show is Detoid Show. Like I said, we're going to be at PAX from Thursday through Monday this weekend, so there will be no live show this Friday, no show period. But Destructoid will be, like I said, putting up tons of news and coverage from the show floor, and of course, we'll have some video coverage going on over at youtube.com/Red3Games. One more quick note before we head out. You guys might have noticed some new music on today's show, which comes courtesy of chiptune artist Chipzel, who's got a new album coming out on September 1st called Spectra. If you want to hear more of it, or if you want to pre-order the album, you can do so at chipzelmusic.bandcamp.com. Thanks to him for providing us with that music. Anything else to add before we take off?
ComedyButton.com launching a brand new website on Friday. Go check it out.
There you go. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we will see you guys back here next Tuesday.
Goodbye!